This is just a quick overview of how to get started, start rolling on Schoology. You've already logged in. If you haven't done so, you want to make sure you go to lpge.schoology.com. If you don't go to that site, you will not be able to get into our enterprise version of Schoology. Now let's take a look at some of the features that we have here. On the left, we have the activities, mastery, calendar, messages, people that might be in your group. And then across the top, you have courses. If you look under your courses, all of the courses from Skyward are automatically generated in here. So you will pick one of the courses, and then after you pick one of the courses, you'll see that all of the assignments and such that you've built is going to be right here. All of the members are going to be under here. If you click on that, there'll be a list of all of the students automatically generated by Skyward. Updates. What updates is a spot where you can send a message or put something in. Don't forget the assignment tomorrow, or make sure you bring a pencil to class, or whatever you might want to put on an update to make sure that it comes right to the students right into the course, right at the beginning. Now, in order to get rolling with this, what we'll do is we'll put a few assignments in here. You can add all kinds of materials. This is just a sampling of some of the materials you can add. One of the things that I would encourage everyone to do is start out with a folder, do organizational things. For instance, I have a plastics unit, and this plastic unit within here does have the quizzes for the plastics unit, the booklet or the text for it, and a couple PowerPoints that the students might want to look at. And as we do make these and build them, notice that we do have that breadcrumb trail going across the top here. All of these links will bring you back to the next level. So if you want to go back to the main part of the course, there we go. When we do add a folder, you'll be able to make the folders a different color. Availability, if you want to hide a folder, you can unpublish that folder. You can have the folder start and end at a certain time. We also have adding an assignment. Adding an assignment is basically just if you want a student to turn in an assignment, you would put it into there and it will automatically generate an assignment turn-in window. We also have adding a test or a quiz, adding a file, link, external tool, discussions, adding a page. Adding a page is almost like adding a web page, so you can put several different things within that page. You can put media, you can put quizzes, you can put whatever you want to put in that page. It's kind of more an organizational thing. A media album is where students can add pictures and make comments to that. Importing from your resources, that would be if you want to bring in something that you've created in your resource area. And you can also access your Drive information from there. So let's take a look at adding a file or a link. We can add a link very easily. We click this link, we can put a URL in there. If we want to put in Google, and you can put the title of it, for example, and then we have it so you can display in Schoology, publish to students, and copy to a course. You can add it to more than one course at a time. Now I've added this, and these will automatically come to the bottom. We have a link to Google here. Another thing you can do is you can add a test or quiz. That's probably one of the easier things to do. You can just a Unit 1 quiz, for example. You can put a due date in there when you're going to have it. If you're going to have it on Monday the 16th, for example, and you can have it worth so many points. The category I'm going to have to address that a little bit later, but I have categories already linked into Skyward. So my quiz category is going to link into my quiz category in Skyward. Scale, numeric scale, or you can develop a rubric. You can assign it to individual people. If you want, like if a student, you only have one student taking a quiz, or certain students, you can assign them individually. Publish to students. If you don't want them to see it right away, you can unpublish that. And that's pretty much it. So hit create. And then at this point, it will allow you to add your questions. You've got all different kinds of questions you can use here. Multiple choice, true, false, matching. The short answer and the fill in the blank might need a little bit of your attention after the student is finished with it. Settings. The submissions at this point is defaulted at disable. You want to enable those. And you can adjust some of these. I have students able to take a test 3 different times, so I changed that to 3, for example. And then when you're done with all of that, if you make any changes, there is a save button at the bottom. That is pretty much it to get started. We'll talk about a lot of these other items within your materials, but go ahead and take a look at some of these. Before I go, let's look at the import from your resources. That's one thing that's kind of nice. You go into the apps and you're able to bring in everything from your drive into here. You want to make sure that that is linked, and everything on your drive you can see through Schoology, because we want to move more and more towards using Drive, because it goes right into Schoology.